In this lecture, we want to learn how to simplify a triangle of 3 links being pinned together 2 by 2. This simplification affects the way we compute the degrees of freedom and makes it much easier. As usual, we will then have some examples to practice applying this method. Let's see how this simplification works. Imagine we have 3 links pinned together 2 by 2. Notice that the system is not connected to the ground and is free to move. The degrees of freedom for such a system is 3 times 3 bodies minus 2 times 3 revolute joints, which is 3, just like the number of degrees of freedom that a rigid body could have. Therefore, we can conclude whenever in a system we see a triangle made of 3 links pinned together 2 by 2, we can simplify it to a single rigid body. Using this simplification makes computing the degrees of freedom much easier. We just need to be careful that it works only for a group of 3 links. Let's have an example and apply this simplification. In this system, we can assume this triangle as one rigid body because it contains 3 links pinned together 2 by 2. The degrees of freedom is 3 times the number of bodies. How many bodies do we have? 1, 2, this triangle 3, and 4. 4. Minus 2 times the number of revolute joints. How many revolute joints? Just be careful, we should not count this pin here because it has been already considered when we simplified this triangle to a rigid body. And here we just consider one pin between this link and the triangle. And we don't count one more pin here between these 2 links because it was already considered when we simplified this triangle to a rigid body. That's also the case for this pin here. Now if we count the pins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And the degrees of freedom is 2. We can now compare it with the approach without using this simplification. In that case, the degrees of freedom is 3 times the number of bodies, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 2 times the number of pins. We have 3 convergent links here, so we count 2 pins. Similarly, here we count 2 pins and 4 more pins, 1, 1, 1, 1, so 8 pins in total. And the degrees of freedom is again 2. Let's see a last example where we have many triangles. As you might remember, we already had this linkage in one of the exercises related to the convergent links. In this system, firstly, we realize 3 triangles. 1, 2, and 3, which we can consider as 3 rigid bodies. Then these 3 bodies are again pinned together 2 by 2 and we can consider their group as a big rigid body. This way the number of bodies becomes 1, 2, 3, this one as a whole, 4, and 5. Therefore, the degrees of freedom is 3 times 5 minus 2 times number of pins, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7. Notice that we did not count these pins since they are assumed internal for the big rigid body. So 1 degree of freedom, which is the same result we had in that exercise in the convergent links. The only difference is that this method is much easier because instead of 13 bodies and 19 pins, we just deal with 5 bodies and 7 pins.